was ever free, I'll say the darkness stays a part of me, but I carry it without disguise. It makes me stronger, clears my mind. Trapped in the shadow of me, no escape, stay here with me. No heroes, no foes, only fear I see. But I walk the path and I'll lead you to me. Trapped in the shadow of me, no escape, stay here with me. No heroes, no foes, only fear I see. But I walk the path and I'll lead you to me.
Hello, hello. Camera down. Left and down. As you can see, we set up our own angles. Are you ready to start? Okay, cool. Okay, so all the I's and T's are crossed. In theory, it's all working, so remember to give us a thumbs up and maybe a big smiling face or something, just so we can get some feedback to see if everything's working correctly.
Yes.
Okay, but without further ado, we're going to kick this live stream off.
Yes.
And 3, 2, 1, go! HRJ Racing, HRJ Racing, HRJ Racing!
Yeah, and thanks so much for tuning in to another week, slightly impromptu live stream this week that we did not have planned, but we made happen.
Yes, somewhat impromptu, but nonetheless, we gave a little bit of notification.
A little bit, yeah, a very little bit. Yeah,
Okay, so this one's all about the Subskimmer. So in theory, all going well on this live stream, it would probably be the end of the series, right? For this section, anyway.
Other than obviously testing it in the water.
Yeah, but for the build section,
yeah.
for this section.
Fingers crossed, then it was all.
Fingers crossed, all going well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the next slide, and we're going to be doing the final installment on the outboard, which is on the back of the RC Subskimmer. So if you don't know what an RC Subskimmer is, that's actually a good thing, because it is a special forces secret squirrel way of getting into danger zone or extracting your team, and it's highly based on the inspiration from the full size, was it 8-man? I think it's an 8-man team. And effectively what it is it's half boat, half submarine, and well, we'll jump in the next slide and give you a bit more of a visual about what it's all about.
Yeah, so we'll just do our little intro, and then we'll jump over and we'll start talking and jumping into it. Yeah, and then what else is going to happen? We're going to have a look at this week's episode, a little short recap for you, and then we'll jump into it.
That's right,
If
yes.
you've got any questions about any of our projects, make sure you
Comment.
I was going to say smash the chat.
Yeah, smash the chat.
There you go.
And also, if you've got any ideas about other projects that we can do on live stream or in the main series.
If you want to see something, yeah.
If you want to see something specific, or maybe it's just a really good idea, just send it through, and we'll probably go and look at it, and if it's good enough, it makes the list.
There you go. Or we'll bring it up on the screen. So, okay, let's go and jump into it. I'm Harry.
I'm Richard. Let's get into it.
Have we done that?
Yeah, he's so keen we've done it.
Oh, we did it twice. Okay, so there you go.
Okay.
Okay, so here we are on the other screen, and thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate you all very much, past, present, and future. We didn't really.
Did you say past?
Past,
present, and future.
Yes, we didn't really give too much warning on this one, so yeah. So there you go. What do you want to do? Do we go and have a look at what's this week?
Yeah, so that's right. So
all
in a
about?
couple of minutes, we'll jump over to have a look at what the episode was this week, which is all about the coaxial concept RC aircraft. But first, we're going to have a quick dive into what this particular episode
No, I won't say.
this particular
You go off somewhere.
live stream is all about, which
Yeah.
of course is not an aircraft, it's in fact a boat / submarine.
Yeah.
So, and actually later on in the show,
Yeah.
we'll have a look at the other
Submarine.
submarine design that we came up with in the past, which was one of the earlier
Ones on the show.
YouTube videos that we did.
Yeah, but yeah, we have put it in a container of water, a vessel of water on Livestream, but we haven't actually sent it out on the lake.
Which one are you
The
talking
submarine. I'm
about?
talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
The Subskimmer has been on Livestream, and that's where the mistake happened, and then hence the reason why we're rebuilding it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a little back history.
So yes, you can go back and check out all the series so far in the build, because I can't remember how many live streams we've done.
A few.
But
One or
there is
two.
a few, because it was quite extensive.
Rebuild.
Because we didn't make it as easy accessible as we have done now. So we did some improvements while we did the reconstruction.
Okay, so I'll bring it up. Oh, you want to get it? Okay. So anyway, there he is behind us, and maybe I'll move it over a little bit so the camera. There you go.
All right.
So when we start working on it, it'll be in the right position. So yeah, there you go. Do you want to grab it or do you want me? I'll grab it. Okay, so there you go. That's the Subskimmer, and this is what it looks like. We've got 4 thrusters at the top, and that is for underwater missions. And there you go. You can see that there. And at the back, you'll notice that there is no transom on a Subskimmer. You'll see that the water will just go straight back in.
So just go straight in here.
Into the cavity, and that's what you want. So we're looking pretty good on the design so far. It's an inflatable hull, and yeah, that's where's it at?
That's where we're at. And also we hang on, I'll grab a chair. Otherwise I'm slightly too don't quite fit in frame. That's okay. Okay, so where we are in the series thus far is this guy. So he is the outboard, or the 3D printed design that we have come up with this particular guy. And what happened was the drive shaft was this long, because it runs, this is the motor at the top, and it runs down to the propeller at the back, obviously. And what happened was it shed itself in half. We've thus replaced the drive shaft with a brand spanking new one, and that's where we sit. So we've got to do a check to see if it's going to play ball and make sure it's all happy. And also, of course, we have to attach it to the boat, or reattach it to the boat, as it were. So that's what's going to happen. Obviously, we've also got to, looks like we've got to tighten up these bolts as well. They might be a bit on the loose side as well. So we might have to do a bit of that just before we do that. Because, of course, you don't want it wobbling around when it's meant to be doing. So we might just quickly, just after we look at this video, we might just sort of tighten up these nuts, because
In the last stream we put grease and oil in it.
we put grease, and we also put in all the heat sinks and all the bolts to stack it in. So yeah, looking the part now, and we've also added, per suggestion on chat, we added a grease, what do you call it, grease allowance hole, I guess you call it?
Yeah.
And we've also got to reattach this rear rudder, I guess you'd call it, rear rudder. But that is specifically for the dive phase section of this particular vessel. I guess you'd call it vessel.
Yeah. It's a vessel because it's in the water.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's where we're at. So yeah, so feel free to join in on the chat. Yeah, and we'll just see how things go.
Yeah. Should be good.
Okay.
And we've got some batteries there, and we're going to go and test it.
Right. What you doing there?
Log in.
Okay.
Trying to log in.
Okay, cool. Okay. Don't worry about that then, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where we're at. And yeah, okay, so while that's happening, we will jump into what the episode was this week.
Alright. Okay, so the episode this week, Tim Tapestry has given us a smiley face. Thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate you very much. And anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump into... Is it that one? Nope, not that one. The other stream. This one. That's the right one. Here we go. I'm still here. So yeah, so this is the episode of the week. Came out Tuesday, which was for us like 2 days ago. And yeah, this is a guy. We carried on with the coaxial concept RC plane, I guess you'd say. Technically, it's a drone because it's got a flight controller in it. So technically, if I said that, it would be fine. And yeah, it's an interesting one with the propellers push-push configuration. We did the landing gear on Livestream, so you're quite familiar with it.
And we also made up a playlist so you can watch the whole thing.
Oh yeah, we did do
up
that.
to this point in time.
That was new. But yeah, so and what did we do on this episode, Richard?
It was all about installing the receiver and continue on with setting up the
Audio
part with the flaperons mix, and also it's got an inverted rudder, so it's kind of odd
in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it still has the rudder mix in it when you apply the ailerons, so you get the bonus of that. But also, yeah, with it, you know, like if say it's the Caparanda 2, it's only just flaperon, so you get a little bit more of a kick as it comes around. It makes it easier to.
The main reason why we were adding the inverted rudder was one, it was the design's based on the Crimson Skies aircraft. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the game or video game as it were, but yeah, very iconic computer game, and that was the sort of general silhouette. Yeah, very, very general silhouette of what that was based on.
Yeah, no, it was kind of cool one, and yeah, that's one is where it's at, as it were. And yeah, the plane kind of came together quite good for us. It was last week, and yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, there's how much more we've got to do on it. I think we might have to do.
There were some suggestions on that episode on the comments.
Okay.
So make sure if you haven't seen it, go and check it out. But there were some comments that I remember. It was interesting, and it was about
the aerodynamics on the back bar, or the what do you call it, the dual coaxial bar. So yeah, so
on that particular episode,
on that.
There was some quite good suggestions of maybe instead of having that aluminium bar, like we've got a vertical plane.
Maybe put it in the horizontal plane, so change it 90 degrees.
And do like maybe a 3D print or something to mount the motors.
Yeah.
But that was the way that we came up with initially. So, you know, it's always one of those things you can always look back and change it. But, you know, when you're coming up with these ideas, it's not like it's like a guide or anything when you're making it up yourself. So, yeah, I think it came out pretty good for this episode. And we just, yeah. So we'll be looking forward to that. And then we'll just do after that little change, I think. Yeah, then we have to do just a little bit of trimming, I think, just a minor trimming on the servos just to get it all 100%.
Yeah, instead of banking slightly to the left, I think, at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're to go check it and those sorts of things.
It's banking to the right. It's banking to the
banking
right.
to the right, apparently.
Yeah. So you have to centralize that. And yeah, like you were saying, maybe do that adjustment on the rear bar, and then we'll need to attach that front. What do they call that? A forewing? I think it's a forewing.
Or canard or something like that.
We're going to attach that properly because it's just sitting there at the moment. Because obviously, when you want some lift, it's not going to generate too much on that front section, but you don't want it just flopping around the front there. You're like,
yeah,
it's not that kind of wing. So.
No. So that's
and maybe what, a wind tunnel test?
Well, I think it was suggested.
Yeah.
I think Happy suggested maybe a wind tunnel test. So. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I can bring the actual plane in. That might be a good idea.
Okay.
Hang on, I'll just change the screen over to this one. There you go, we're back again. I'll just go grab the plane. And then we've covered all our I's and T's. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So if you're just joining the stream, you're welcome to join in on the chat. It's a very somewhat informal live stream that we sort of run. It's just the way we like to keep things. But yeah, if you've got any comments or questions about any other projects that you see on our channel, yeah, feel free to jump in. And that's what we've been doing. So yeah, so it's all about the coaxial concept RC aircraft this week, and it seems to be pretty good, right?
I think it's coming together pretty good.
I'll move out of the way so when Harry comes in.
So yeah, there it is there. And there was one other comment that I do remember somebody made, not sure, but they said maybe the wheels are a little bit too far apart. What do you guys reckon?
Well,
I kind of like the design of it. You know, kind of that
it looks very sort of like alien.
alien
Like
foreign
me.
plane kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
But yeah, so maybe we might have to tweak them in a bit, but minor details really.
But the height is correct. That's why we left it like that.
Yeah, but that would be just more like bend it down and just cut off a bit. But yeah, it's coming along. And the other thing we need to do is we have to hook up the airspeed sensor. We haven't done that yet. So
That's right. We'd have to configure that as well, right? Because there's a certain amount of setup that you got to do for that.
Yeah. So the propellers are looking good. Which size motors are they? I can't really see.
They are. It's a two 7-inch dual props, and it's a 2807 13,000 kV X-rotor motors from Hobbywing.
There you go. So that's where it's at. So it's looking pretty good. Looking forward to sending it, as it were. So
And internally we have a 7 Nano, I think.
Yeah.
From CUAV as a flight controller for this guy, and it's running an audio part.
yeah, cool. So that's that guy. I'll pop him back.
Okay, cool. So yeah, it all seems to be in order. Everything seems to be working, and that's all pretty good. Okay. Yeah, all right. Okay, so what exactly do we need to do with this guy? Are you going to spool it up, Harry, with it attached, or are you going to have it taken off?
What's that say?
Are you going to spool it up with it disconnected from the boat, or are you going to have it attached and then, like, are you going to plug it in as is, or are you going to have it mounted to the boat? Probably to the boat, right? Because you don't technically have to have it like attached properly.
No, just plug it in for a second. Okay. Maybe I'll bring the camera over for that. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so we've got some setup to do for this next section for the setup for the outboard. But in theory, it should be nearly there. So that'll be quite exciting. And later in the stream, we'll have a quick look at the other submarine that we came up with earlier in our YouTube history, as you were, which was a 3D printed submarine boat design that we came up with based on the Bory class Russian submarine, nuclear class. But, you know, inspired by, not exactly direct or anything like that. And that runs on a ballast system where the tank fills up internally, and then you can, depending on how you want your ballast to be, you can suck the water in or pump it out. It's up to you.
And will we be doing that sort of thing on this particular design?
I don't know. It depends on whether we have the radio. I didn't look for that. Don't know. Maybe.
Okay. Not sure. Maybe it might be upstairs. Yeah.
And with that one, you could use that one for that other guy. Right?
Which one?
For the first one that you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And TN Tapestry gave us a thumbs up. Well, thanks very much for joining in. Yeah. So I guess, like we were saying, this was a somewhat impromptu live stream. So I'm not sure if too many people could see it, but that's okay because they are more than welcome to share and look at the replay, right?
The replay, yes.
Yeah. That's the good thing about YouTube is it records everything, and then you're welcome to just go and look at it in your leisure.
Exactly.
Cool.
So I'll go and grab some batteries and then we'll start having a look at this guy.
Yeah, that's right. So if you're just joining the stream, we are working on the RC Subskimmer design, which is half boat, half submarine, and we're about to very shortly run up the motors, which is pretty cool. Yes. So that's what we're doing. Very shortly, Harry's just going to get the batteries now, and hopefully, fingers crossed, everything works and it all plays ball. But we haven't tested it for a little while, so that will be determined when it does it, right? But yeah, so submarine, and it should be all good. Did you find the batteries there?
4S will do, eh?
Yeah. Maybe just 2 of them, just in case.
I got 2.
Okay. Cool.
I got the like a 1.3 and a 2300.
Okay. Sure. All right.
Okay, so maybe we'll just go and test it. That's what it's all about anyway.
Yeah, did you want to send anything else? Yeah. Like you can bring that one over.
Oh, I'll do it in a second. We'll bring that over.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
Oh, this one? Yeah, sure.
That one. Whatever works. Okay, so we're setting up in the shop.
We'll just bear with.
Bear with. But yes, thanks very much for joining on the stream. And if you're joining us at the moment, we're on streaming on Instagram and YouTube. So different angles for different
Experiences.
Yeah. I was wondering whether should we bring it closer?
Can we do that?
Can we?
Well, I've got this camera here.
Okay.
And we just can bring that one around here if you want. That one, you can just bring to
Bring
here.
that one over here. Okay.
Yeah.
Bring it closer. Get closer to the action, you reckon? There we go. Put it there.
Yeah.
Line them all up in a row. Get all the cameras getting all the action. That's what he's saying. Maybe tilt that camera up so it doesn't.
How's that? Like that?
There you go. That's better. Yeah, that's better. Nice. Okay.
Now we're just about ready. Just check this stuff.
Yeah. All right. Where's that? Where'd you put that
Battery.
No, the pin. The
Should be
fit.
just inside the hull of the boat.
Okay. Don't see it. Where'd you put it? Okay. Maybe it went back up the wall, so. This might be it. Don't know.
It looks like it, yeah.
Cut to fit, as they say. Measured to fit. Yeah, that's about right. Made to measure.
Was that all good on that one?
Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're in.
Cool. All right. How we going?
Yeah, all good.
Just popping that guy in there.
Yeah.
And we'll do a split screen on this one so you can see what's happening. So where's that?
I'll just get out of your way. Alright. Cool. Thanks very much for joining in, everyone. I'll just attach it to the transom, otherwise bad things will happen.
Oh, hang on. That one.
Oh,
What do you think?
oh. I fell over.
That's better.
Oh, do we need to tighten that up, or is it all good?
What's that?
Those fellas?
But we're just going to go and test it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a little short test and then we... Oh, we could do those little bolts. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Just in case.
Okay, that's what we're talking about, guys.
Oh. Sit over there, it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Got the...
What's that? There you go.
Alright. Yes. Alright. Maybe that one?
No, do this one. Oh, yeah, it's probably a good idea. Quite low.
Yeah.
I'll clip it on and then turn it around. There you go. We are working on this guy. And before you know it, it'll be installed.
Okay,
Yeah.
can tighten it up.
Is it going on?
Yeah, I can feel it tightening up.
Yeah. Maybe you now, would you? Oh, hang on. Yep, got it. Ah, my finger.
So what's wrong with that guy? You okay?
Yep.
Well, that was quick. There you go, all that.
Might be a packer or something. All right.
I thought I'd change that one up.
Might have done. But either way, thanks so much for tuning into the live stream, or live streams. Appreciate you guys tuning into these things. And yeah.
Where did it go? Where'd that cable go? Did you hide it?
No? It was right there before. Hope you can see us, yes. Yeah, you're all good. Looks like one of the cameras was getting a bit low on power. There you go. Should be all good.
We good? Nice.
So there you go. Maybe a bit more. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Can you get all that one?
Which one?
Just hold that side and I'll just turn it.
Okay.
Oh, you turn it. I'll hold it. Yeah. Swap sides. You do that one.
Okay. There we go.
Yep, you turn it. There you go. Now just tightening this one up. That's it. Is that tight enough?
Yep.
Not yet. Happy? I can't turn it anymore. Must be pretty tight.
Should be right now.
Should be right now.
Think
Okay.
so.
Alright, let's see if we can still turn the motor. Yeah, there you go.
Alright. Okay, so we'll plug it in, I guess. Oh, here it is. Hiding.
Found it. Nice. So there you go. That's the outboard. Oh, hang on. That's the other camera over here. That's the outboard. Put back in. So that's something.
Okay, I'm going to put it on the back of the transom.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think that when we do the actual one, I think, what, you're going to glue it back on? Or, I guess you could put a peg in it, like a screw or something. Something like that.
And then we'll put a peg on the top of it.
Yeah.
I could do this. Design that. Why not? Alright. You good?
Okay. Okay, so it's going inside.
How did we get it out last time?
You dug it out.
Hey?
You dug it out?
I did.
Yeah.
Just don't put it in too far because we might have to dig it out too. So you're going to hold there temporarily?
It's not attached in the bottom,
Okay. So maybe...
but it's not going to fall off either because it can't.
Okay.
So it might be okay.
Might be okay for now.
I think so. It's just
Just for a
attached on-
test, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've
Either that or pull out and just put that big one in.
This one?
Yeah. That's in place.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Just use that for the test.
Oh, yeah. Just so you can go back out again, otherwise
Yeah.
that'd be embarrassing. Oh, I gotta take it apart again.
Yeah.
Okay, try that.
Try it now. Push it in.
How's that? Is it going in at all?
No.
No?
No. And I can see it.
Not going down.
Try that. Is that in there? Yeah, it's better. Nice.
I can give it a
Okay.
bit of a tap if you want. There you go.
Okay, so there we go. It's on.
It's not on 100% perfectly, but it's on. Whew. Okay. There you go.
I see. So we can click up the wires.
Yeah. Pop the wires in.
Okay, so yellow goes to yellow. What's this one? So it's black.
Back, yep. Hope you guys can see what's going on.
Red. It's a red.
Yeah, it's a better angle.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
There it is there. But yes, the way it works is it's got a waterproof servo on the back, on the front of it, I guess, depending on your point of view. And
The back.
the back of it, and then that's kind of how it works. You got one of these plugs?
I don't really even want to put it in properly because,
Not 100% perfect?
well, because you're going to have to bump it in properly, right?
True.
Okay,
For now.
for now.
Also, we need to put this back on it as well.
Which one? Oh yeah, the rear rotor. Yeah.
Okay, well, the main thing is we want to see if it fires up. That's what it's all about.
Okay, so if you're just joining the stream, we're just moments away from firing up the Subskimmer to see if this drive shaft is going to work.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so you got. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. So you're gonna have to grab the transmitter.
Transmitter?
Yep, that's good.
All right. Just that was done.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, this is what we're here for. We want to see it go. So, OpenTX
It's open.
is open. Does it have any switches or anything? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's got a the thrusters.
Oh, so it's these ones. No? I think it might be that one.
I think so too. Okay.
Okay, guys, so this is the moment of truth. The
That camera's okay. Can you see it? Maybe I'll move this one. Move this main one back.
which
I
one?
don't think you can quite see the.
Am I in the way?
No. See it so you can see the propeller.
Oh yeah.
So after all, at the end of the day, that's what we're looking for.
Yep. Okay.
Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay. Okay.
I
So
think
throttle
so.
down.
Yeah, throttle down. Yeah. Subskimmer. Yep.
Okay. So fingers crossed, everyone.
So which one do you plug it into?
Hey. Yeah, this one.
Okay.
You can see the line. Because the other one goes into those others.
Okay. Either way, we won't be able to run it for very long because this is normally water cooled. It's a good sound. Good sign. Great sound.
Okay, so is the servos working? Okay, so the dive thrusters are working. Yeah, but that did work, so we turn the other one. The other stick.
Right?
The other stick.
Ah, so it's opposites.
Okay, so it's moving the.
Oh, whoa. There you go.
There you go, it's working already.
Okay, so which way?
Sounds better, right? There's not so much shake. You can't run it too far because we're gonna water cool it, right?
Yeah, water cooler.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, which way does it go? Does it go in the right direction?
Ah.
We'll do the next test.
What do
How
we
would you
have?
check that?
Wind. Wind. I don't know.
Oh, I can check these motors, by the way, too. Oh, no, I can't check these.
Told you on the cameras. Maybe just the old-fashioned put your hand there.
And the thrusters are working, going up and down, if you can see that at the front there. And those are the dive planes. If you can see that. I think you can.
Okay, they're not.
We're not plugged in, so we will check that in a second. But first of all, the main thing is we want to check this. Okay, ready? You clear?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stand other way so people can actually see you. Otherwise, I get my head other way. Are you ready? You all clear?
Yeah. Yeah, I can feel.
So
a
all
little
happy
bit-
with it?
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go, guys. And there you go. So it's going again. It lives again.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great to see.
Disconnect it.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
There we go. It might not seem a big thing,
But,
you know,
after a lot of work, we did get it to go. So that's pretty cool.
yeah.
Did you want to see if these motors run up?
Yeah, I was wondering, is that in the best angle for this guy?
What do you mean?
Looking down, you think? Can you see the propeller?
Oh, for these front ones?
You know, for this propeller down here.
Yeah, you can see it spinning. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Different battery, perhaps?
Yep. Oh, I'll put it on both ones, right?
Yeah.
You plug this one in first and then the other one.
Which one? You plug it in the main system first, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, plug it in.
There you go. So that's alive, and then yeah.
Okay, so that's the outboard fired. Okay, that's the submarine thrusters fired.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll just check to see if that's going. That's to the right.
Yeah. I
To
guess
the
so.
left. That's
yeah.
good. And up and down. That's good. And motors.
Yeah, it's working.
It'll make you a bit of sound too. Okay. And then I think it's on this pot.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that. Let there be life right there. There you go. There you go. Well, success. There you go. So that was actually what we wanted to achieve on this live stream. So that's pretty good.
So what's that? A success? Success?
Success. Would be also quite nice just to stick this back on as well.
Yeah, we're also going to put this
and
on
hard
properly.
mount it. But
Okay, so the actual motor testing phase of this live stream is
good.
good.
Yeah.
Successful is what you said.
So you all disconnected, aren't you?
Yeah, there's no battery.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool. It worked. And that is what you want. You want success.
All right. I think Frank Sinatra said that too, right? Mr. Success?
Yes. Okay, so what are we going to do now on this one?
Is that? Is that?
Let's go. You can
Okay.
close that one.
Can you change it?
I can't get it. All right. Yes. I think I will just change back to this screen. Okay.
Oh, hang on. Okay, so you're welcome to continue on. We're going to continue on with the live stream on YouTube. So head over there now. Thanks.
Wrong one. Hang on. But yes.
You just go share, is it?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, so there you go. So that was pretty cool to see. And now I think what we'll do is we'll put this rudder on because I think that's where it's at. You want to see the rudder back on. And we'll just a little bit of heat on that guy to make him back to normal. And then...
And put that transom rod back in.
How are you going to do it? So are you going to do it so you can take it off again? Or are you just going to glue it like that in the air?
Hey?
You're going to glue it like that in the air.
Oh, okay. The other one was flush, I think. Right?
I guess it needed to be flush because this part here touches on it.
Maybe that one off. Sorry.
Okay?
Maybe that one off.
Well, thanks so much for tuning in. If you want to continue on, head over to YouTube.
Yes, well, if you're just joining us on the live stream, we are working on the RC Subskimmer, which is a half boat, half submarine. And we just did moments ago, we just performed a motor test. So that means that our repair worked correctly, the drive shaft is working, and we are getting thrust in the propeller. So it's all going pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's going pretty good. That's where it's at on the stream. And now, well, I think what I'll do is I'll heat the soldering iron up. And then, did you want to look at the? While we do that, did you want to look at the?
What?
Or do you want to just glue it straight back on? What do you reckon?
Yeah. Yes.
I'll just glue it back on. I'll just cut that. Shall I? Just cut that in the background. Just a minor detail. And then we'll have a look at the submarine, I guess.
You want me to bring the camera over, Harry?
Oh no, I'm done. Give me a second. I'm just going to put some glue back on it, really. Alright, so there's the rudder back together. When we did those alterations to it, it was one of those ones where you want it to be right. So now it's right. That's good.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll go and get some glue, and then what do you reckon? Put it back together, I guess.
Yeah, you want to go some?
Just grab some epoxy, I think that'll do the job. We've got gloves here.
Yep,
Okay,
just
good.
let that run through. I'll get that. So it's done, obviously.
No, it was good to see it running again. That was cool.
It was, wasn't it? Are you going to do some epoxy, yeah?
Yeah, just use epoxy. I'll just check in the background to see everything's working correctly. But yes, either way, hope you're having a great weekend, weekday, weeknight. Wherever you are in the world. Yeah, all good with it.
Cool. Beep, beep. Oh, I guess you're right. You can
No,
do it.
fine.
Yeah,
I
okay.
can. Yeah, we'll do it.
We've got some glue. So. Okay, it's going pretty good. Everything's going right.
Looks like it's going, so it's good.
And I guess technically with that one you can do the YouTube one.
Live.
Yeah. Check on that.
That one, I'll just use an old one, I think. But anyway, so we're getting there with this build.
Yeah, it's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. So if you're just joining the stream, you're more welcome to join in on the chat. Give us your thumbs up or make a comment. You're more than welcome.
And the batteries that we're using for that test were this old guy. There's a 1.3 hydro battery, I think, LiPo 4S, and this guy over here, which is a Tattoo 2300 milliamp hour 4S as well. I guess these are our guys that we use when we're doing testing and all those sort of things.
Yeah, you don't want to be using your...
Oh, it's also the same battery that goes in our F16, so... Yeah, I guess you don't really want to be using your
Prize goal. Prize enjoy, kind of.
Yeah. But anyway.
Is that cool? All right. Angle right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, go. Cool.
Yep. Anything else that needs to be glued, Richard?
All right. Yep. Thanks so much for joining in, everyone. Nice. So that's right. If you are just joining the live stream, we thank you for joining. And we were just testing the Subskimmer, which is what this guy is. It's an RC Subskimmer design based on the full size, what we call it super secret boat design, and we've scaled it down to make it an RC boat, and so it's going to be a half boat, half submarine. So when it's fully working, which it's not quite there yet, these pontoons on the outside that we've designed and made will deflate, and then the submarine will, effectively act like a submarine, right? And then once in return, when it goes back onto the surface, they'll inflate, and then you'll be back into outboard mode, I guess.
Outboard mode, but we do know it works on the surface, so...
Yes. So yeah, so stay tuned for that live stream when we take it out on the water.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Can I have a bit more glue, Richard? And
More glue?
Yeah, just bring it over.
Oh, sure.
Don't really want to get in front of the camera. Oh, I can change that camera angle.
Got it?
Yeah, I'm right.
Bring you guys in closer to see what Harry's doing over there.
Look at that.
That makes sense? No, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Where's my masking tape I just had? Oh, there it is.
Not much better.
Does it want to be down the camera a bit?
Vertical. Yeah, it's probably your best. Alright, so there you go. That's what we're looking at.
Just gluing back this rudder that we had to take off because... Why do we have to take it off?
Because it got damaged.
Yeah, but the rudder didn't get damaged.
It got damaged when we were trying to repair it.
Ah.
Yeah, so Harry's putting the rudder back together, which is not for the outboard as such, it is for when you're submerged, so is when the rudder comes into effect. Not for when you're on the surface.
I'm not in the way of the camera, am I?
You're fine, yep. You're all good. Okay, so once you've done that, we need to put in that that shaft, right, which is the part that attaches to the transom.
The what?
That front bit there.
Oh, the carbon rod.
The carbon rod, yeah, because it's not quite bumped in yet, is it?
No, how are we going to fix that so we can take it out if we need be?
So there's two versions. One,
Yeah.
still going with one. Okay, so that goes this way. Right, so what we could do is I could mill a bit more out of here, and then that way that we could go on like that, and then just attach that. What do you guys reckon? You reckon that'd be a good idea?
Sounds right. Sounds like a solid
We're gonna
plan.
drill out. Either that, or I put the original one back in.
Oh,
But then
is it too high? That one, if you put that on?
Is it too high?
That carbon rod, is it too high?
No, you just need to bump it in more. Because
Okay, well, no, we should just drill it, I think. Because then that way you can take it out.
Yeah. And then you
I
can add
like
a little
that.
bit of glue, but it's not gonna.
Not being quite as hard out as the last time around.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go and get.
Drill.
Yeah, I'll go and get the battery for the drill. Yep.
Okay, so that's the rudder back on. There you go. Whoops, knocked the camera. There you go, sorry about that, cameraman. Okay.
What about the other camera? That one, the shorts.
Oh, you can show that, sure. Just change the live one for it.
Hey,
Just swap the other one out for it.
which one?
That one. Swap that one out.
Oh, but you couldn't get to it.
Hey?
You couldn't get.
No,
to
no, no, with the other phone.
Hey?
Just have the one phone go. Move that one into that holder.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, so I got the drill, and we're gonna. What are we gonna do? I guess I need to
I
drill
guess we
that
can measure it.
Hey?
Hey?
Sorry?
We'll just measure that one.
Oh yeah.
Whereabouts it's going to be. Yeah, just swap this one for that one.
Hey?
Swap this one for that one.
All right, you can do that. Did
But
just
yes.
start it.
Hey?
Did just start it.
Oh, okay. But either way, we are coming along with this live stream. We are making headway, so that's good.
Well, effectively, we're doing the I, just crossing the I's and T's to make this guy finish, right?
Yeah.
Well, effectively. Okay,
Yeah.
so where would that be? So I guess you can measure it, and then I'll drill a hole on that.
Yeah, use that bit of tape or something. Oh, that. Right.
Okay.
What do you reckon?
So it looks like a what? 30? 30? 30
Yeah.
offset?
30 offset?
Okay.
What do you reckon? Just drill it?
Yeah, I think so. Well, you know it's in the center, right?
The good thing about it is, depending on how high you do it,
Mm-hmm.
what you could do is you could actually make it
This guy.
fit the mounting. What you could do is you can bring that down to there, and then depending on how far you drill in, you just drill in so far. So when you put the cap on, it holds the pin in.
Oh.
And then-
But I don't know how I can't remember how dense this is.
Not true. And are we going to put like a bolt through this part, like to hold this on easier?
Okay, that sounds cool. How are you going to do that? You probably wouldn't do it with magnets, as one option.
Magnets.
Considering that the motor itself is a magnet, probably not the wisest.
Oh, but anyway, first of all, I'll think about that in the background. But anyway, that's what we're doing. So here you go. We're going to move the cameras over there and we'll just cut it.
Oh, it'll probably only take a second.
Okay. Anyway, which is over there. Over there. You can see in the background. But either way, thanks very much for tuning into the live stream. Appreciate it very much. And yeah. Yeah, that's us. We can see it. Where's the camera? Camera's over there. Oh, yes. You're going to use your new piece of carbon to do the job.
Sorry?
Your new piece of carbon, the longer one.
Oh, yeah?
But it was cool to see it spool up again.
It
Like
was,
one of
that's
those
cool.
ones where you go like, oh, is it going to do it?
Yeah.
And it did. That's good.
Yeah, it's coming on.
Digging in all right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't want to do too much because it might be like what you said, you know.
Yeah, so.
So yeah, all good.
Yeah, I think the system's right. Yep, as far as I can tell. But anyway, that's the whole point of this live stream, is to get this part finished. That's what it's all about.
That's right. We didn't tell too many people that we're going to be doing it today.
No, it's a surprise live stream. So, from the if you're tuning in later on after this live stream is done, thanks. That's much. Cheers. Make sure to give the thumbs up and all that stuff.
Leave a comment.
Leave a comment and all that stuff. So yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
But if you do have a question about any of our projects that we're making, or this particular one, or suggestion, feel free to leave it. Leave your comment.
Does it fit the hole?
Yeah, I can't reach over there.
Okay, I'll just go around like, don't knock the camera.
Gonna fit, do you
Mm,
know? Too far forward.
I'll have a look from underneath. Hang on.
Looks like it doesn't go quite far down far enough.
I'd say it needs to come back that way a little bit. Hang on, I'll just have another little
Yeah,
look.
sounds good. Kind of one of those trial and error things.
Yeah, it's fine if you drill more out, it's fine. Yeah, I'd say it's back that way a little bit.
Okay.
And in terms of height, a little bit more.
Okay. Alrighty. Can do that. All good, eh?
Yeah, just looking at it. But yes, so we are hide out in the workshop. Where's the camera? There it is. You can't see me on that camera. But yes, you can hear me. We are hide out in the workshop, finishing this Subskimmer off. He is coming along quite nicely. The original, if you aren't familiar with this particular live series, the original one was sheared off while it was
Out on the water, right?
on the ice scale. So that's what we have been repairing on this live stream. And how are we going to put that canopy thing on, Richard? What do you reckon?
Well,
What else could we do? I mean, last time it was just glued down, wasn't it?
it was just a bit of hot glue, but yeah,
But
that looks a bit junky, right?
we could do better, can't we? We could bolt it together. What do you reckon?
Where'd the bolts go?
What can we do? We can do.
You got those heat sinks. You could use them.
We could go heat sink sideways.
Heat sinks sideways.
Yeah.
Band on it.
Well, you could come heat the heat sinks onto this PTG part, and then they come up, and they got little holes where you are, and then you drill into the side of the cowling. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a thought. It's a thought.
Good points for trying.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll test to see if that's going to fit.
Yep.
Looks like it's a bit better. So thanks everyone for joining in on the stream. We are currently streaming on TikTok and we are streaming on YouTube. So generally we don't stream too long on TikTok. So if for any reason the stream finishes, I mean we can join in and continue all the action over on YouTube. And thanks very much for joining in, guys. Thanks for all the likes. Thank you very much. Okay, how are we going?
What do you reckon?
A bit more off the height, you reckon?
Well, the height, the size is better, so that's good. So one part's good.
Yeah. Because it is sort of something holding it down the front there. Is it the cables holding it down, do you think?
Cable?
Yeah. Like there.
Oh yeah. Maybe because the pole's taking up the gap.
Yeah. Making it a bit harder for it to connect.
Okay, so
come
come
down
on,
further.
take off a bit on that side. Just drill out a bit of that side, don't you?
This side.
I think so, hang on. Yep, that's it. Just
This
around
side.
it, so it's got a little bit more cavity space.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the, where it's at. What kind of ESC goes into this one, out of curiosity, do you know? Remember?
No, you can have a look at one.
Doesn't have a name on it. It's just blue and it's water cooled.
Was a while ago, dude.
Yeah, it was.
So what was the main episode this week here?
Main episode this week, it was all about the... Oh, hang on, let me back a bit. It was all about the...
It's all about the
Coaxial
coaxial concept RC aircraft that we're
working on.
designing.
Finishing it off, making it look good. And the week before was all about the drone pack, a wearable flight suit system that we are working on.
Yeah.
And we did get a lot of comments and thoughts about that one.
Quite controversial, isn't it?
Apparently, yes. So you're welcome to check that episode out on our YouTube channel. Some people refer to it as the guillotine, but don't worry. Safety will be at 1000% when we go for launch. Technically, they might not have actually seen the episode in that case, so that wouldn't be 100% clear.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
But it'll be fine when we go for it. And we always do safety at 100%. So no worries. But yeah, it's coming along. We're just refining this, and then it's a little bit better. And that way we can get this, if we need to take the cowling off for some reason, we can get into it and take it apart. And that's what Richard's up to in the background. He's just drilling out a little bit of plastic cavities there. But yes, hopefully you can hear us, see us. That's what it's all about. How you getting on? Yeah. Just about done. Looks like. One of them.
Oh, yeah. Just too short.
No. I'll cut off a bit. It's gonna go good. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so we're just finishing up on the expansion of the adjustment. Yeah, So thanks so much for joining in, everyone. We are currently live streaming on 2 different platforms at the moment. We're streaming on YouTube and we're streaming on TikTok. So thanks so much for joining on both of you. Yeah, it's all good. So yeah, so we're working on the Subskimmer at the moment, which is inspiration design from the full size boat, which is what you would say a special forces boat, and it is half boat, half submarine, and it is pretty exciting. So yeah, we were just doing a repair on the drive shaft, which is inside the 3D printed outboard design that we came up with, and it sheared itself in half with the drive shaft, and we did a replacement. We installed a replacement, and now it seems to be working because we just moments ago we just performed a motor test, and
Happy
that
days.
is where we are. So we're pretty happy with it, and now we're just doing some modifications to finish it all off and install the cowling, which goes over top of the motor, because of course you wouldn't just leave the motor just sitting there like that.
Doesn't look as good.
Doesn't look as good aesthetically, and of course you don't see outboards just sitting like that. So yeah,
that one can change into the other one now.
okay. So let's put that on there.
I'll just move this one.
Okay, so thanks very much for joining in. The live stream is going to continue over on our YouTube channel. Join in there. Okay.
What do you reckon? Does it fit alright? What do you reckon? Is it?
Oh, yeah, that's all.
That's pretty good, eh? That's a lot better. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so.
My side's good. Can they see you? Or is my arm in the way? I know, my arm's okay.
Not in the way.
Okay.
It's just there. Your arm's there.
Okay, my arm's there. Can you see that?
Yeah, I think it lines up. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll heat that to make it look nice, and then we'll come up a way of melting that somehow.
I need to go and pick some up.
Okay. Well, how would I do this, do you think? I was thinking maybe I could go
What's
melt.
the suggestions, guys? What do we got there? How should we attach the top mount and the transom? So you hold this cowling in. And Robert's just joined us. Thanks very much for tuning in, dude. He says with a minus 42 on a wind chill factor, it is 4.5 foot of snow, and
Mate,
my driveway makes me glad I lifted my truck. Well, there you go.
dude, that's cold ass.
That's super cold. Minus 42.
In our world, that would be.
I mean, you can tell how cold it is. I mean, look at Harry's shirt there. It's not minus 42.
No. We wouldn't be able to handle it. Yeah, we'd be like, nah. Actually, we do quite like going.
Yeah,
the
we
snow.
do like going to the snow. And yeah, thanks, Robert, for joining in.
For sure.
And your truck, by the way, is looking absolutely awesome.
Yeah, the blue truck. Blue Thunder.
So do you have it? Some people name their rides like different names, but
Blue
I
Thunder.
think Blue Thunder sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to head off for a second, hey?
Okay.
You'll be right.
I think so. What should I do about that part? How would I do that? What do you guys
Any
reckon?
suggestions, guys?
How should I do that? Mount
So
that?
yeah, if you just joined the stream, we just fired up the motors for the outboard.
Oh, I can do it again.
You
It's
can
okay.
do it again. Oh, you
I'll
can
do it for Robert. I'll do it
Do
for
it for all, and it's working absolutely spot on. So I'm gonna have to shoot off for a couple of minutes, then go and grab the car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll
You can
follow
work
this.
it out, and Robert can help you out.
Yep.
Okay. So I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. I'm just gonna shoot off very shortly. We'll be right back.
Yes.
You good?
But don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. That's fine. I got to get this done. What are we going to plug that into? Oh, soldering iron.
Okay. See you sec, dude.
Yeah, no worries. Maybe I'll plug it into this one over here, Jim. I'll plug it into this one.
Yeah, you also got that cable, right?
Which cable? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And what did you get up to this week, Robert? Hang on, where's the camera? Camera's in here. Hope you had a good one. And while I do that, I'll hook that cable in. Hey, dude. But yes, appreciate you tuning in. Richard's going to be back in a second. It's just he's just going to go and get the car. Well, he got a text message on his watch and it said, "Hey, gonna pick it up." Yeah, no worries. He'll be riding off in his on the one wheel to go and pick that up. Yes, and then what I was going to do is I was going to grab this guy and just melt him, just that way it looks a bit better and it doesn't get snagged in any wires. And then we'll fire up the engines in a second, and then, well, you might as well, and then show you it's working, and then we'll work out a way of attaching this cowling to the back over on that outboard part. Not quite sure, because last time what we used, we just glued it on. But since we're making everything a little bit more of an upgrade, I thought we'd make it look better, right? But yeah, so for the week has been busy. Very busy week. Whoops, got a bit of a tangle here. What's going on? Tangle there. Maybe it's okay now. Yep. Yeah, and I'm just off camera a second. Just plugging this in. Yeah, that's more like it. There you go. That way it's in frame, but it's not getting wrecked. Maybe I use some black filament, I think. Some old PLA. I think will do the job nicely. I tilt the camera down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Cool. Oh no, it's not PETG, it's PLA. I'll get some better ones here. It's the wrong filament. But yeah, we always use some of these extra spools if we've got some, just to fix little bits. Other than that, otherwise we send our old spools to KiwiFil, which is a company that sponsors us for different filaments and those sorts of things. And then they recycle them and then they put them back out again, which is pretty cool. So yeah, hope you're having a great week, people out there. And I'll just put this together and then we'll might as well fire the engines up if you want to see that, since we did achieve it. Yeah, that's heating up, that's fine. Yeah, we touched that, shouldn't have done that. So we are getting there with this one, so that's cool. Alright. So we have achieved quite a bit on this live stream, so that's good. That way we know we've tested it and it's working. And we tested all the 5 motors on this one. So the next phase for this one will probably be, if you want to see it being tested out on the water, I think would probably be the next one. If we were going to make another one, if you want to see another one of this series. It'd be pretty cool to see it out on the lake, I think. Just melting some filament in there to make it look better. I've never used one of those 3D printed pens. Might be an easier solution one day, maybe. Let us know if you have used one. It's kind of something cool. But yes, we're making headway. Ideally, I guess the reason why we're filling in this gap is you probably don't really want water in the cowling. So just fill this in with a melted in place and then happy days. I think the coaxial one's going to be quite cool. Did get some quite good suggestions on the on it, so maybe we'll start putting them in. Be quite good. Just a little tiny little upgrade, which is what did somebody say? I think somebody said maybe the wheels might be a little too far away. Little minor things like that, and then maybe a little suggestion on that back bar for the coaxial plane. Just a little slight upgrade, but nothing major. The camera can see me over there. Yeah, you can see what we're doing. Yep, yep. Yeah. Richard should be back in a second. He's just checking on the car, I think. Maybe I'll put it so you can see it a bit better. Can you see it there? Not really. I'll just sit there. Just melting this to make it look a bit better, but also seal out the water when it goes into submerged mode. Like everything looking good when we go for it. But we are doing some, we are coming along pretty good, so quite happy with it. Which takes a lot longer to make these things than you might expect. Robert says, after you test on the ground, your coaxial plane until you get air over the rudder, I don't think you're going to have much authority on the steering. Yeah, you're probably right there. Yeah. The other option is, of course, it could run a linkage to a steering column. Could do that on the same rudder. I don't. Otherwise, you'd have to set up another server to do another at the same time. Might have missed if you had the steering front wheel. No, we didn't. We didn't put steering on the front wheel. Not hard to change. It's minor. It's only a little glue, pretty much. Just glue it and then add that. We've already got we just add like a little control horn or something like that. Wouldn't be very hard to do. And then I guess the downside to that is then I'd have to put another servo on it. But it's a possibility. It's another way of doing it. I did quite like the idea of not having a rudder. We don't normally have rudders on. We don't normally have a steering wheel. We don't normally have a steering on the wheel. But oh no, I say that, and then the jet's got one. The other option is that in the configuration that it is currently, we set it to not have a servo at the front, but instead but instead to have it with the back rudder push the front wheel at the front, and that way it kind of does a thing where it loosens a bit. It's not 100% rock steady on that front part, so that's kind of the idea. Is well, the current theory, of course, we'll find out. In reality, I think we'll keep going with what it is at the moment, maybe. And at the top of the column on the front wheel, it can actually turn a little bit. At the moment, that's how it sits at the moment. The pushing air is behind the rudder, not in front of it. Yes, good point too. Yeah, like I guess is what like meaning like the like one of those swamp buggies. That's how they work, don't they? I've never been in a swamp buggy, but they do look fun. Yeah, it's always one of those things. You can always change it afterwards. Not too hard, but definitely a thought anyway. That's a good point then. Yeah, all good at your end? Yeah, nice. And Richard just came back into the shop. Now Robert says he was just saying that they thought maybe it might not steer that good.
Which one?
Like on the ground, the coaxial.
Okay, yeah, it's a possibility. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it always runs that risk, right?
Because he was saying about like a swamp buggy, Richard, with the fans at the back behind the fans.
Okay.
It has that effect on it.
Okay. So
and ours is kind of not in that flow stream. It's just a thought.
I guess it's a
valid point.
It's a valid point.
Well, I guess when you're trying to do anything different, there's always like things.
I can change it.
Of course, the other thing is that it could be like what they do with gliders, for instance. When you're with a glider on the ground, they just sit in those carts, don't they? They just sit in those carts and away we go. They can't be, you don't steer them, they're fixed and happy days.
Okay, you're talking about
for takeoff.
They're talking about those like a trolley.
Trolley carts.
Trolley carts, and they just stay in the four-wheel trolley cart and they go up in the air.
Yeah.
It would be good if you could get a little bit of steering. I have seen somebody else do something similar as well. The only other option is you might
put a servo on the front.
Would you be able to run the like a servo linkage to the front one, like like a long, like in a cable form?
Don't see why not.
I think you probably could. It does seem quite a distance to travel though, city does say. But I guess if you could pair it to the front and the back, that could be helpful, right?
What do you reckon? All good?
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
Hold that for a second?
Yeah, sure.
But yes, this is looking a lot better now, so that's good.
Yeah.
Nobody will see this part, so it's okay.
It's on the inside, right?
It's on the inside.
Now, how's Robert's week going, eh?
How's Robert's week going?
How is Robert?
Yeah, how's Robert?
Do you want to put this back on the front?
I don't think we need it anymore, no.
Okay. Put that.
And since Robert is here, we'll might as well fire up that engine, like I said, no problem.
Oh yeah, I promise. Okay. You got the batteries here, or did you?
I haven't taken it. That's still here, yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice. I guess you're talking about.
Yeah, that part's done.
I guess you're talking about the takeoff, the landing gear. I guess you'll find out when we do some bit more testing.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Unplug it.
Robert says your idea is better, Richard.
We'll run a linkage to the front.
Run a linkage to the front.
Okay. I guess the good thing is you're sort of set up for it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
Obviously, it's not completely what you had in mind, but
No.
you know.
Oh well, yeah.
Gotta be able to adapt
Always
on the
trying to be different. Like, how can I do that differently?
Up a bit, maybe.
Yeah. So anyway, so we'll just change this camera over so that way then Robert can experience the full
HD.
full HD experience.
Full HD experience.
No, it's 4D experience.
4D experience.
Yeah.
Welcome to OpenTX.
You're welcome.
You are
Switch
welcome.
warning.
You're not welcome. All right, so this is the transmitter, by the way, we're using. Oh, he's okay.
Can I see it?
So he carries in the way. I just sent you more pictures to your messenger. All right, cool, man. Cheers. We're going to check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right. I got to check it out.
Yeah,
It'd be
sure.
rude not to.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
we'll fire this one up.
Then we'll fire this sucker up. All right.
More pictures. Oh yeah. The guy with the flame hood is in my shop in the picture. Wow.
That's some
detail.
good looking.
Cowan
It's amazing.
hood. What is that on?
It looks
that
like
on
a hot rod.
Hot rod, perhaps?
Yeah. Could be a hot rod.
And what kind of airbrush do you use, dude? Nice.
And your track looks sick.
Yeah, for sure. You know, my head's been chopped off.
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
just leave it there for a couple of seconds.
Yeah. But yes. Let's have another look at that in a second. But yeah, that was cool to see, man.
Yeah,
Good work.
thanks for sending that through.
For sure. Yeah. Very cool, man.
Okay. So you said you wanted to give Robert a demo.
Yeah. We'll demo. And you want to see it, don't you, Robert? Hopefully. After all that work. What? No.
Mate. No.
I'll be alright, mate. Okay.
I think
No.
we just want to do it just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah, we do it again.
Okay, so your transmitter's on, right?
Yep. Transmitter's on.
All right.
Or maybe I'll sit here so I'm out of the way. But you can still see me. Yes.
Okay, so this guy runs on 2 4S lipos, one for the outboard and the main system, like receiver and all that kind of thing, and the servos. Was the other guy runs specifically for the motors?
Yeah, two systems.
Okay, so I'll plug in the first system, which is the main one. That's a good sign. And you should have control now here. Look at it.
Which one? There you go. So we're getting a live right there. So that's me to the right. Is that right? It's odd looking at the camera that way. Yeah, no, that's right. And to the left. And then to go up, if you can see that.
We're looking over here.
We're looking over there, so just point to that region. You can go up and down. That's the what do you call that?
Thrusters.
Thrusters, yeah. So the thrusters are going up and down. Can you maybe stand so you can put your hand there like that? Which with your black shirt, I think you can't really
Really?
see. No, the black shirt's not helping. Put your hand there.
And
Yeah. Yeah, it's better. You can see that now. Okay, so I guess what we should test is the motor, right? Or do we do these again?
we'll do the thrusters.
Or do the thrusters, and then we do the motor. Camera's not quite up a little bit.
That's fine.
It's okay, but then you can see the thrusters.
Yeah.
No, you
We'll
can't
do
see
the thrusters, then you have to.
Yeah, well, they're not tilted down. Okay, so thrusters time. Okay, so let's say you're already been on the surface and you want to go submerged. The idea is that you
So you have to. So we have to initiate it, but you have to add the deflation, right?
do all that stuff.
Do that. So that's what we have to work on next for this project, by the way.
Yeah.
We have to work on the what do you call it? Submerging factor.
Yeah. And then so what you'd be doing is the water would already be up to about here on the sail, kind of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, about there on the sail. You don't know because that's
Yeah.
fine. But so these would be in the water, and then you press down, and that would drive it down, and then you hit thrusters. Is that cool? That would dive it down. So that's the plan.
And up. And then you steer it with the rudder at the back. Right?
And then you steer it with the rudder that I just been, you know how we chopped that off in Livestream? Well, I just glued that back on. So that's all drying. So that's good. Okay, so let's say you're back on the surface and you come back up the surface.
And you add the inflation of the tube. I'm trying to think of the right words. Tube. Yeah. So the tube's inflated
Now.
and you're on the surface now.
Okay. Now we'll do the other part. I'll just move that camera down so you see.
So which is the part that we fixed? Hopefully you can see that.
I think you can see it. Otherwise,
Surely.
we'll grab the camera and move it down a little bit. But I think you can see it just at the bottom of the screen there. Okay, anyway, here we go. Maybe I'll move it over to the left so you can see a little bit better. There you go. Okay, throttle on.
There you go.
There you go. So it's going, guys. There you go. So I probably won't spin it too much, but I'll give you another little spin. And you'll notice that it's actually making, yeah, it's probably good. But it's, you notice that it's actually making a different sound now. So before there was quite a bit of, I guess, play. So by fixing those little upgrades that we did, especially around the exit of the propeller shaft,
There was a bit of play on the
There was a little bit of play there, so that's all taken care of now. So
it does sound a lot better.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Have you got all the disconnected?
disconnected, yeah.
Okay, so safety, that's all good. Okay, so that's off. There you go, guys. That's what I want to show.
So how did you come up with, so what did you decide for the cowling to attach it?
Yeah, what do you guys reckon for the cowling?
Love it. Yeah, cool, man. Thanks.
Thanks, Robert. Good
Awesome.
to you. No, that was pretty cool to see. It was quite good to share it with you.
Good to get it back up on operational again.
Robert says, going to be honest with you guys, first time I've ever seen anything like this. There you go. So there's not too many people in the world has even seen this. There you go. So, yeah, no, it's kind of cool.
I feel like I'm disappeared.
Where'd you go?
Yeah.
Yes, and yeah, it's appreciate sharing it with you. So yeah, pretty much majority of the design would be kind of, I guess not many people would 3D print their own outboards, would they?
The whole boat's 3D
Yeah, well, the whole
design,
thing's.
It is cool though, right? So the next one going forward is we're going to work on how we're going to approach the deflation or inflation of water into the pontoon. So that's the next thing. We do have a valve already made, so that's good, but we may need to make an additional one or a different type of valve. Kind of cool
for that part, yeah.
And obviously some. Did we grease it? We did. We did.
Yes, we did that on the end of the last stream, and we also added a port so we can re-grease.
We
there
did.
you go. So that's about halfway long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So is this guy attached now properly? Is he officially attached properly?
Oh, I just need to put a dollop of glue there at the top. I don't see any other way of doing it.
Okay. And all right, so that's nearly done. So the last thing that we need to do is to obviously attach that last little bit of the glue, and then attach that cowling.
Yes, to it.
But last time we just did it with hot glue, right? Just what we call movie ready.
Movie ready. That's what it's all about.
So we need like actually legitimately ready.
Yeah. So what do you reckon? How should we do that? How do we fix a flat surface to another flat surface? What do you reckon?
You can't. I guess if you had a massive bolt.
No, don't do that.
But I don't know if we have any lying around. I'll jump over this.
The other option is what you could do is you could make 3D.
You could do a plug. Would it sit on the plug?
So
what we're talking about, by the way, is this. That sits on top of that like that. That's what we're talking. Oh, hang on. That like that. That's what we're talking about. And we need a way of just sort of, obviously, it's sitting there and then able to remove it when we feel like it. I guess you could do like they do with builders, right?
Yeah.
With builders, you would go on diagonally.
Oh yeah. We try not to erect the aesthetics there.
You could go from the back in diagonally to there. That would work.
Yeah. Robert says you could make the cowling almost like a rudder shape.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. Yep.
Streamlined.
Yeah. They don't in the real one though.
No, they're pretty much it's pretty much the same
You
thing.
would think they would, right? Because the whole thing goes in the water. They also, with the actual full size one, they actually have an auxiliary snorkel that sits beside it because obviously it's a gas powered outboard, and they have a sort of a snorkel that sits there.
Yeah.
And then I think they put a latch on the top when it dies.
Robert says this way, and it's if you do it this way, it's not gonna happen. If you lose the motor, you'll still have a rudder. If you do it in this configuration. Yes, I can still go. I can go right. I can go right.
Yeah.
I guess in that case we do have that little rudder. Just point to the front of it. That part there. So that's acting like a rudder when you go to submergement. Zip tie, perhaps. Robert suggests.
Zip
over
tie?
the top.
Zip tie. It's a valid idea.
Could you do zip tie like?
What are you zip tying to?
You just have to make a little hole. Drill like.
Oh yeah.
So you can do like a little zip tie, a little corner hole here and a corner hole there,
So like you drill a hole down here.
and then just like 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way around. That's a good idea. Make a little hole here, make a little hole there.
Would a zip tie be as good as a bolt screw?
If it doesn't need to be, it's just a cowling, right? Doesn't mean it. It's just cosmetic.
Okay. So a hole here, a diagonally hole there. Okay. Yeah,
Do we have any black?
Do we have any zip ties?
Yeah, let's go have a look. Oh, yeah. We've got. Do we have any black zip ties?
Yeah, we've got some in the over here.
Do we?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
We've got black zip ties of that size.
Yeah, we do.
Oh.
That size.
Oh yeah, that's not too shabby. We could do that. Zip ties.
We could do that. That's something we could do. Let's do that. Great idea.
Yeah, good suggestion. We do that. That way, it's all, as they used to say, all hunky dory. I don't think people say that anymore, but yeah,
People did.
people did. People did.
Some people did.
Some people did. Yeah. All right, just grab the zip tie.
Zip the zip tie.
All good? Yes. Robert says, drill a hole underneath where those openings are. You mean, not quite sure what you're meaning, but do you mean like under here? Under the corners, like we're kind of thinking? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, or? Not quite sure. You mean like, I was thinking maybe like 1 in each corner? That could be what you're meaning. Maybe you're thinking the same thing.
You got the drill?
Yeah, Randy. Worst case scenario, if you put 1 in each corner, you would only have to take the 2 in the back off.
Yeah. He's right.
Yeah, true. Just flip it up.
Sure.
Is it the right side?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So do we need to take it off to do that? Oh, I'm in the way again.
Oops. Yeah, but we'll do the cowling first, and then we can do the other one.
Okay, because you need to put that on properly.
Well, eventually.
Yeah.
I lifted.
Oh yeah, so we're making some
we're
good
nearly there.
headway.
Yeah, we're nearly there. For this live stream, we've done the motor testing, and we're just finishing off this live assembly as we go. See any new fitters? But yes. Have you got a picture of like another one, is it?
I was trying to find one.
Is you just trying to bring, yes, right where you pointed. Right in these corners. Yeah. That's what I think so. I think that's a good idea. And then we drill diagonally in. And then we'll put the other one in on the other side. Are you finding something, Richard?
I'm trying to, yeah. But
Not
I
much.
was trying to find that picture of that the offset of that snorkel, which is kind of interesting.
What about all them actually operation? Can you bring that up?
But what
That
was
one there. No, not that one. The one down like to the left.
That one.
Yeah, can you do that? What is it? Not really sure.
No. No.
Oh, okay. We're just trying to bring a picture of what the Subskimmer looked like with a snorkel coming out of it.
That.
Okay, we'll bring that up on the screen. Hang on.
Weird looking boat, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's me. Yep, so there you go. So that's a full scale size. So you can kind of see what they kind of look like.
So yeah, so you can see at the front here. So this is where the
Thrusters.
thrusters are. They're just we followed this pretty much to the T. Outboard obviously in the background here, and you can see this vertical thing, which is actually a snorkel from this
the
outboard.
gas outlet, yeah.
From the
So
gas
that way
outlet.
it sucks in the good air.
And then this center section is the dive
Sail.
pump, I guess you'd call it. It's actually a pump, so that deflates the tube.
Yeah.
Very interesting design. Very cool.
Robert says 2 in the very front and 2 in the very back. Okay, he reckons.
All right,
We'll do that.
Okay.
But yeah, there's not too many photos on them, obviously, for many reasons. But yes, I think mainly SBS. Use them or use them. Past, present, or future. Who knows? There you go. Hang on. We're back to that camera. And I jump over to this one.
Yeah.
Where's that split cam? I'm liking the split cam at the moment. Yeah, there you go. Back to that. Okay. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Okay.
We'll start with the back ones, I guess. Jump over here.
Yeah. And later on in the stream, we're going to do a quick
Not too long, huh?
well, a couple moments left in the stream. We're going to show you what the our submarine looks like, and it is cool. Yeah, it's very cool. You just go straight, Harry. Oh no, it's yeah. No worries. You're right. Keep going.
Diagonal, right?
Keep going. Yeah, it is pretty cool. Right? It's a cool. It's a very weird looking boat, but very cool. I reckon it's one of the
Like if
cool,
we,
because we're quite a fan of the rib, as it were, or the inflatable boats, but that's certainly something cool. It would be very cool to do it full size.
yeah, it would be very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So Harry's doing some little drilling at the moment.
Minor modifications.
Minor modification. There's nothing else that we need to fire up, Harry? Everything's good?
I don't think so.
I think we're good, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to, you could do.
Probably just a hassle in post, do you think? But yeah, so yeah, we've followed the sort of design or aesthetics quite well. And yeah, looking forward to the next phase in development, which is the, what we were saying earlier, just the pontoons deflating, which is left and right on your screen the other way. And yeah, so we've been looking at the different options for welders as well. I know we were talking about that on the previous stream, and
Yeah,
we
we need
haven't
to.
finalised our final decision, but yeah, the idea.
But I guess it's ultimately what can you get around here is the other thing.
yeah. So the options that are available to us, but the idea, like you suggested, to have sort of like a multi-welder, it seems a pretty good idea to me.
What do you think about that part, which are these front sections here? Do you think that will go down? Or do you think they'll get in the way of the steering column?
You said that this RC version is one of a kind. It certainly is.
Yeah. We do like doing one-off ones.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Do you think they'll be fine in that section there? If it's down there?
Could be.
Could be right down.
Yeah, I think so.
Don't want it to catch, otherwise I could move it somewhere else. Oh, I guess I can bring it over the front.
Yeah, bring it more to the
Bring it
front.
front,
Centralised. Would be right.
Centralised.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever seen a submarine in action, Robert? Have you ever been on one, like full size or RC version? They're very cool.
Yeah.
Other than the ones that we've made, we've never actually seen anybody else with anything? No.
No.
I think the only other one we've ever seen was like an RC sailing, but that's not a boat. I mean, it's a boat, but it's not a submarine. Or like an ROV. That could be kind of cool to make too, right?
ROVs? Yeah, what do you guys reckon?
But you can have like an umbilical cord, and that could be kind of fun, right?
Yeah. Definitely something to be able to do for sure.
Robert says the nice thing about a multi-rotor is it's one and done. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I guess also it doesn't limit you in terms of what you could do, like whether it's aluminium or steel or stainless or whatever. I guess you also got to set up shop a bit as well. Like you're going to have the right phase amps and stuff like that, so it's safe for the house and doesn't destroy everything.
No, but you might better get like ones that are normal house phase now.
House phase ones, yeah.
Okay, so there's some holes, and I guess now we're going to mark some holes on it.
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right.
You see, the last submarine I saw was at West Demolition Wall in Edmond. Oh, okay. Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Never seen one in real life, but they do look cool. I know they can't. The real ones you can't really see out of that well. But I guess on the sort of the ocean discovery ones they can, right? Because you know they've got the big sort of perspex.
Yeah, but I think they are a bit limited about how far they can go down.
Yeah,
We're talking about full scale now.
Yeah, full scale. Yeah.
Okay. You want to hold that in place?
Yeah, sure, no worries. Which one?
I don't know. Hopefully it's straight, and then that way, the when we drill this hole, then it's all
Straight?
yeah. Going through?
I think so.
Okay. Just try and do all four, and then yep. And then the other side. But yeah, we're getting there. How's that look?
Just try it.
Ta-da! Yeah. No, we can see it.
Yeah.
Think so.
What about these two? Yes, it is.
I think that's there. I think that's there.
Okay, cool.
That would make sense that it would come out there. So what we're going to do is just drill that way. So what we'll do is we'll take it off. Take it off the rack.
Unplug it.
Unplug it, which is a minor, and then yeah, we'll drill that.
You
That'll be
actually
good.
can't see anything out of the real submarine here. No, not so much, eh?
Okay, we'll drop the cowling. We'll just unplug these. Oh, it's good to see the motors are running. Okay, that's that one. Yep, I'm clear. You're clear. Okay.
Okay, see what you got to drill those.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's the holes marked. You can see.
Yeah.
You gonna drill these or?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Just drill them at an angle, or you want to use just a heat on it? Maybe that's the best way.
No, I don't think so. No, because I think probably just drilling them might be the
Okay,
best.
okay, nice. Yeah. What about one of those ROVs? Can you see out an ROV? Yeah, I think you can. I guess maybe what they do is they actually not that much known about submarines. Well, the big ones these days. I suppose not. I guess once we start looking into it.
So what, diagonal?
Yeah, you want to see it so it comes straight out so you can see. So you can put the cable through.
You're good?
Yeah, I'm just readjusting the camera angle.
Just straight out the back, yeah?
Yeah.
There's nothing there, eh? Structural or anything?
Don't think so, no.
Whoa. Uh-oh.
I pushed it in a little bit too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are.
Hang on.
Cool. Take your jacket again.
How do you do that? Hang on. I'll just take that.
I could probably reverse it.
He's okay. There you go. That could have gone badly. You all good?
Yeah.
Alright. Now what happened was he drilled in and then it sucked itself in and then pushed it up against the drill up against the housing, which is not what you want to see. Anyway, and yeah, so theoretically we'll put this guy in and it should be all good. Google West Edmund Mall submarines, you'll see what I mean about the submarine. Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Do you have another craft knife?
Yes, yeah.
It's not a bit short.
Yeah, try that one. Which one? No, let's see what we can find.
And the closest that we have to a submarine around here in terms of like full sizes, they do have a like a boat with a glass bottom.
Yeah, glass bottom boat here in a classic.
Which isn't the same thing at all.
Oh wow, okay.
Can you bring it up on the main screen?
Yeah, I think so. Hang on, we'll just bring it up so people can see.
What would that be under?
Wow, this is a legit place. Cool.
Is this what we're talking about?
I think this is what we're talking about, because that's amazing. That's a whole pirate ship. Wow. And the theme park, I think. Ooh, yeah. Wow.
Is it the right one?
Yeah, I think so.
What does he say?
My kids all live.
Fair enough.
Wow, this is like a legit place. Wow. That's amazing.
So it's like a theme park. Kind of.
Yeah. Wow, there you go. That's amazing. Wow. That's cool. It's kind of like a theme park thing. Man, they don't have that sort of thing over here. The best, not the only. No, we had two theme park adventure places that you could go to, and one was Wairera, and one is Rainbow's End. So Rainbow's End still exists, but Wairera was a water slide theme park, and that one I don't know what happened to it, but one day there was nothing left. But it's just like a water slide theme park, and then I think it just kind of got run down, I think. But the other guy, he's still running. What's the most exciting ride which you've been on at that place? The long flume. Yeah, it's like a long flume thing with weirdly animated like fairies or something. I'm not sure, but anyway, it was Yeah, I mean, I guess I've never been on a theme park.
That's not that exciting.
But yeah, nothing compared to this one. Yeah, that's for sure.
You reckon log flume was your coolest one, really? I would have gone with just the roller coaster. But
Roller
whatever.
coaster. The DOT theme park has more submarines than Canada's Navy did. Oh, wow. It's the largest mall in the world. Wow. Okay. There you go. Oh, you learn something every day. Thanks for showing us that. That's cool.
Oh, hang on a sec.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Nice. That's amazing. How are you going anyway, Richard?
No, jump it over.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we're ready to put this together. I think.
Yeah. That's very cool. That's very cool. Jealous.
Hold that for a sec.
Sure. Thank you. Very cool, man. You guys have got like, what else you got? You got Disneyland and all the cool stuff. But you know, on the other hand, we've got whales and dolphins and you probably got them over there too. But your ones speak American accent. Well, ours have a New Zealand accent.
I don't think that's the case.
I think so. I'm pretty sure that's how that's how it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got New Zealand speaking seals and.
Isn't it just the same ones that migrate?
No, same. No, they
live there all year round.
I'm pretty sure that there was like a study about that with birds, and apparently they're all different places where different birds have different language, different song call. So I guess it's the same for dolphins. It was the largest mall in the world. We have, yes. Okay, so it's
we don't even have a mall where we live.
No.
So it must be a bit bigger than that then.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
No. I guess what do we haven't said? Like we were saying, the dolphins.
We got Livestream.
We got. There you go. But there was a little tiny mall, but they moved it. Got a pretty thick. I got a pretty thick Canadian accent. Oh yeah, nice. Very good, eh? Yes. Do we have a thick New Zealand accent, Richard? Some people, I don't know. What do you reckon? I don't know. I guess everybody's slightly biased from where they are, aren't they? Because you don't hear it yourself. The other person says, "Oh, you're from New Zealand."
Such
you go,
South
okay.
Africa or something.
Yeah. You obviously, you don't generally hear your own voice. Do you?
He reckons that we've got Kiwis. Yes, I've only ever seen them in the zoo.
No other places.
So I'm not sure about how many there are. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah. So there's not too many of them.
Well, they are flightless.
Yeah. Interesting bird, that. No, we've seen them at the zoo, and we have seen them in the Whangaree's Recovery Centre.
Okay, good call. Yeah.
And they had different bird recoveries.
And he reckons his accent's not as thick as the guy that used to work with it. Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
I guess was like speech, isn't it? I think they say that speech or accent or whatever it is just a voice, but your actual voice is your singing voice.
Oh yes, yeah, that's what
is what I think we got told once.
Yeah. So your actual true voice is not this voice.
Which
Or
they also say that the voice that you hear is that in your own head while you speak is not actually the voice that anybody else hears.
Yeah,
it's kind of sad.
Yeah, and also the same thing as with colour too. What you think for your life has always been, say, red. Actually, it's a different shade of red for somebody else. Interesting. Anyway, a bit more of a philosophical way of the brain. But anyway, Robert says our accents are slang. Yeah, I guess so. But our singing voice is true. There you go. That's what they said, right?
So it's
the word on the street.
That's
the word on the street.
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard.
All right. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna glue this in, or?
What do you reckon? Yeah, I guess we can put a dollop of glue on the top of it.
And then zip tie it up, or? Yeah, right. Let's
zip tie it. Get it in. Yeah.
So here's your extra long keyway, I guess you call it.
Yeah, extra long carbon. Oh, maybe I tilt that camera down so you can see. Might miss my head, but that's okay. But we're getting there. We're getting there. And thanks everybody tuning in, past, present, and future. No, we didn't really tell too many people that we're doing this, but it's one of those things where you're like, oh, I want to get it done. I want it working.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's what it's about, right?
Yep, we're working. Okay, so the carbon rods are going in, and that goes into the 3D printed cowling, I guess.
Are we planning on doing another live stream this week, or we'll just see how it goes?
Just see how it goes, I guess. Yeah, I think that's in it.
Okay.
You can check it if you want, but I don't think it's going anywhere.
Yeah, I was watching you.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Just a little dollop of glue, right?
Just a little dollop, and then we'll do dollop the side edges, and these fellas, these little connectors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
All right, cool. Sweet. Okay, so just mix up that 5-minute epoxy.
Good stuff, that 5-minute epoxy.
Okay. That's pretty well mixed. All right.
Hang on, I'll just put these in. What's that, red?
So he's already labelled them, so it's no big deal.
This is black.
But yes, thanks very much for sending those photos through there, Robert. Very cool.
Yeah, it's always good to see what other people are doing. For sure. There's a lot of creative people out there in the world. Very talented. Yep, yeah, we're good. And lots of talented people out there as well.
So you got it all in properly?
Oh, I think so. I mean, you can wash it as well. Any glue on that?
Yep.
Just on this side. And just a little on this side. Yep, that's good. I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
And then you wanted a little bit on the sides, is it?
Just on these little feathers. There you go. Just put a bit on there. Just on those control horns. So they do the job, but they're not, not a lice residence. They don't pop out either. I think it's the plan.
Done. All right, I'll move that out of the way.
All right, I'll put these control horns in, and that'll hold it to move on us all the time.
All right, we are winning. Was that too noisy, was I? Yeah.
What's this?
He reckons he could hear my breathing.
It's too much thinking.
Too much breathing, too much breathing. Well, I guess on the upside, at least you know I'm alive.
Yeah. We've got a pair of pliers, just so I can tap that in without getting it on my hands.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
There we go.
Just push it in a little bit. Give it a tap. Tap, tap, tap. Going in?
Yep. There's one.
Oh, nice.
There's two.
That's two. So there you go. We're in.
We are in.
We at the party, as they say. We've joined the party, and we have matching shoes. Yellow, red, and black. Yes, that's good.
Cool. Nice. Awesome.
Awesome. So we're getting there.
Says I'm looking forward to seeing this in action. Yes. It's going to be pretty cool. So ideally we can sort of start preparing that to take it out on the water, at least for the...
Oh, yeah, I guess even just for this kind of testing, eh?
Yeah. I know that we've got some more water testing to do. Sorry. We've got some
Submerging operations.
upgrades to do.
But that's...
We're still thinking about how to do that. Any suggestions? How to inflate and deflate the tank with an RC controller.
But bear in mind, we will go and have a look at the other submarine in a second. You can just see it off screen. You might be able to see it in the background there on the bench under the white. We'll bring that over in a second, so it's coming up.
I was thinking bring the camera over there.
Oh, there you go.
Very
We can do that. We can do that, yeah. The power of technology.
The power of this massively long cable.
Okay.
So it's you don't look down very much, but actually there's like cables everywhere down the bottom.
Okay. Large horse hose syringes, yeah.
Yeah, you know about a horse syringe.
On a linear axis, yeah, you know, I was thinking.
Okay. Interesting.
Interesting idea. Some people have done that in the past, haven't they? There's different ways to do inflation and deflation of the bellows, I guess you'd say, of submarines in RC. Some have used.
Not actually all that crazy idea, actually.
It's good.
Okay.
But anyway,
It goes on the list. Thanks.
that's cool.
Okay. Okay. So you want to go and
Cable tie.
have a quick look. Oh yeah.
We're
What
gonna
we're
put the
doing.
cable tie. We're gonna cable tie. And then we'll go and check that out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually quite a good idea, right?
It's interesting. For sure. There's no bad idea, unless it's a good idea.
That we've deemed as a bad idea.
Yeah. Deemed it as a good idea, and then it was like a great idea. Maybe just come in from the bottom, push them through, and then,
Oh, these ones you mean?
yeah. Which way do you think would be the better way of doing it so it doesn't snag anything? Oh, just snag it at the front. Yep, I got 'em.
Oh, my head's in the way.
No, do it. So, you got 'em? Nope. Okay, it's two out. Okay, and the next two.
Well, you can zip that up if you want.
Okay. We want it up here, but
Okay. Yeah, your dad made a submarine.
what's
They
that?
had for a ballast tank. It's an actual submarine. Okay.
Nice.
Interesting. Very, very cool.
Has he made one?
Yes.
Very cool.
His dad built one. Very cool. Very fancy.
Like a full scale one.
Was it full scale or an RC level?
Either way, cool.
Yeah. There's no bad things on that one.
Very cool. Yeah, it doesn't have to be too tight just yet. Good starting point. Okay, have we got the next two?
Yep.
Thanks. You do your side, I'll do mine. We're making good headway on this live stream, so that's cool. It's always quite nice to get to the stage where it's after all those hours working on a project, you get to that stage where it's let's put it up the top right there like that. It's nearly ready. What do you reckon? Do you think it's going to go anywhere? Looking beautiful.
Yeah, it's cool. I clip those off.
Yeah, you can do that.
Nice.
Sweet. Yeah, that's not going to fall off. It's going to stay there. And quite large cable ties, so they're definitely not going to fall away.
Oh,
The Akula attack class submarine. All right. Wow. Cool. We'll bring it up on the screen. Hang on. Wow.
Very impressive.
Hang on. Flip that over.
Yes, he does look quite menacing, doesn't he?
Yeah. Very amazing.
You do not want to hack that guy.
No, he does look impressive. Wow. So the Soviet.
Nice.
Very sweet. Very sick.
Can you bring up the Bori class?
Yeah, yeah, I'll bring up the Bori class.
Very cool. It really is like a boat with a hull in it.
Very sick.
Looks awesome. It's very menacing.
Looks real sick hot right there.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't want to go head to head with that guy.
No.
He would not be all that friendly.
No, very cool. What was kind of our similar style?
I can't remember how you spell it. Bori class, I think? Maybe.
I'm not quite sure. It was kind of similar.
Yeah.
Which one was it? Like, kind of that shape-ish. Oh, I don't know. I guess maybe down the bottom a little bit. Which one is it?
Yeah,
top
top
bottom.
one. Top one. The old version. It's the original.
It's kind of that shape. It's what we took inspiration from.
You see that Hunt for the Red October, it wasn't the Akara class and Crimson Tide. Okay. Yeah. Very cool though.
Very cool, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it was based on the Typhoon class, yeah.
What, our one?
Because it's got the same top on the bellow. On the
I don't know, it's been a while. So I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's that top one for that.
Similar sort of shape. We didn't.
Oh, okay, so the Hunt for the Red October was the Akara.
Okay.
Karola.
Akula. That's what I said.
Kula.
Akula.
We're not speaking Russian.
No.
Sorry, guys.
Well, all I can say is
Making a hash job of the language.
Yeah, Привет, меня зовут Richard.
She said, "Hi, I'm Richard."
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so that's actually in one piece.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Very cool. And then we'll just, I guess, let that dry, I suppose.
Yeah. What we'll do is
we'll eventually test this in the water.
Yeah,
coming up on our live stream for that. But what we could do now is jump over there.
and then we'll get into the world of deflation the tube. I mean, you've got to do it at some point, right?
Yep. Make it go submergible.
But your suggestion of the massive
Syringes.
syringes, interesting idea. Very interesting.
And since we're talking about submarines, we thought we'd take our submarine and bring them down. I guess you'd say it was kind of, what would you say, like kind of Typhoon class kind of thing?
It's kind of based similar on the Typhoon.
So we just move that camera over, and then I think I'm out of your way, Richard. But that was pretty good so far.
And thanks for sharing that one.
Yeah,
Very
thanks.
cool.
Very cool. You okay with the camera, Richard? Yep. Yeah, hopefully you still have that the submarine that you made sitting somewhere. But either way, cool to see that somebody made one. And we should just dragging the camera around here. You good?
I think so.
No, that's just me again. Funny how the cameras, they may be labelled. They always know what you expect.
There.
Ta-da!
Ta-da.
So yes, we did show a little bit of it.
Further close. Back up a bit, maybe.
Robert says something that size would have probably two to make it submerge.
There you go.
And Robert says that when he was a kid, his dad had one. Had that one, and he's yeah, nice, very cool, man. Nice one, Robert, and congratulations if it's your birthday. Could be.
It might be his birthday.
It might be. You never know. Happy birthday if it was. That could be a nice coincidence.
Yeah.
And there you go. So this is our one. How does it work, Richard?
I can open it up, I guess. So yeah, so we'd put dive planes here, so horizontal. What do you call it? The elevator, I guess. Rudder. You've got 2 rudders, which are the top and the bottom. Mainly this one because it mainly goes on the surface. But when you're diving, it does come into play with the top because the water sort of sits like here. Yeah. I'll spin it around so you guys can see the back. Yeah. Let's spin it around a bit more. You guys can see a bit more. But yeah, so yeah, basic dive planes really. Technically on the Typhoon class, which I think from memory it's coming back now.
It's got 2
There is
propellers.
technically another dive plane at the front here, but I think we just didn't add it for some reason.
Can't remember why. That's
yeah.
cool, says Rowan. Cheers, man. What else is there? And I think it was just like 1 print to do that back end.
Yeah, so yeah.
There's that little back piece, 1 section, and we made it with this section here was 1 piece.
And the front nose is another piece.
The front nose is another piece, but we'll look at that in a second. But and we made it with the hinges already embedded in the 3D print.
Yeah, we did.
And we used the shaft of a canards. That's the word. It doesn't have the front canards, which is what is it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the right word. Yeah, it works with. Maybe we can lift the camera up. Can we get inside that? Kind of. It's a little bit fiddly to get inside.
Oh yeah. I'll roll it over.
I'll roll it. See, I don't roll it over. Just have it like that, and I can move the camera. It's fine.
Super heavy.
Just bring it around because it's got a
It's got a whole lot of lead.
lead that is
Lead
quite
strip,
heavy.
doesn't it?
Yeah, we can look in there.
So effectively, you've got the receiver and all that kind of stuff. So battery, I think, goes in here. You got 2. I don't know if you can see it, but you got 2 receivers.
That's fine.
Servos sitting here, and they control the vertical and horizontal dive planes. And you've also got it runs on a brushed motor as well, which is that drive shaft that runs through, and then obviously the propellers at the back here. So that's that, and then all that connects all the way through here to this section, which is where the batteries go. And it's got another brushed motor ESC with a brushed pump, which is a reversible pump, and the batteries go in there, and then that pumps in and out water into this ballast tank, which we've got in the center, and it's made up of I think it's 8 tubes in the middle. So effectively it's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then effectively the water pumps all the way from the middle, and then it slowly distributes all the way out. So that's the general gist of how these things work.
Well, how we designed it to that one to work.
Yeah.
Somebody else might have done it a different way.
But effectively everything's wet, completely water, except for this area and this area. Everything else is completely submerged. Is, I think, how it works from memory. And it does work on a crystal radio. That's what it works on.
Yeah. Robert says amazing job. Thanks very much, dude.
Yeah, it would be quite good to get it out on the water again too, just to see, get the tune a bit better.
Yeah. The on that particular one, it's one of those things about submarines is that you can get them perfect, and then you can get them more perfect. Is that right? For ballast operations.
I think it rolls slightly to the right from memory at the moment.
A little bit of roll.
It's not.
But
it's
it
not
goes
like,
along. It goes along like half submerged, pretty good, and also when it's not submerged, great. And
submerged is quite good too. Once it's
submerged
down.
is cool. It's just one of those ones when what you got to do is you get it down to the sail, and then you just drive it down. That's pretty cool to see. So we got to get it like sit there with a little bit of cut and add a bit more weight on. Weight off.
Yeah, we need like a big water tank or something, or a deep freeze or something full with water.
A deep freeze on its side. Well, that's.
No, you just go in, out, add a bit more.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where it's kind of cool. But and the same sort of situation will be applied to this one to get it super perfect dialed in. It does. That one does submerge kind of, and it's kind of cool where on that particular design, once the tank is full, it lets you know by shooting a laser beam of water up into the air and goes, "Hi, I'm full," and then you go, "Okay," and then drive it down. Well, that's the way we made it.
Yeah,
has another little tube that comes out the side.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the submarines of the day.
Submarines of the day for today, and yeah, I think we did pretty good on this live stream, and we're just cool to maybe take both of them out one day.
It'd be pretty cool to do both at the same time on the same live stream. That'd be pretty epic.
An interesting place to go. It's one of those ones where take all this kit and the submarine.
Maybe we have to do it one at a time, but it'd be
maybe
cool though. It'd be cool.
2 days
pretty
out
cool
doing
live
that.
stream, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe we could do
So
that.
maybe that's something coming up in the future. Maybe we have the icon will be something like this submarine versus this submarine.
Yeah, who knows? But anyway, who knows? But it's technically a submarine boat, so technically speed-wise, this is way faster, isn't it? Because he just goes up on the plane and just guns it.
Yeah.
There you go. So it's something to think about. Yeah.
Because
So
I think this guy only went the full size only went like 5 knots. Really, really
underwater.
slow. Underwater, really slow.
the boat one, yeah. So there you go. I think. What do you got for the live stream, Richard? What do you leave it there? Pretty good.
I think so. Yeah.
Just in case we might do another live stream in the rest of the week, maybe later on at the end of it.
Just see how we go, because that one would be about the eagle, right?
Back to the eagle.
Yeah. And how are we doing with how are we looking for the episode for next week? Pretty good.
Pretty good, I think. It's an unexpected story where it's just one of those things where
the plot's revealing itself
as we work on it. So it's interesting. It's one of those interesting things from a movie maker point of view. It's always good when the plot drives the story. So it's kind of cool. So hopefully,
or the build in this case.
The build in this case. Robert says a great show, and as always, thanks.
Yeah, well, thanks very much for joining in.
Yeah, cool.
So we're going to jump over to the last slide. We're going to sign up very shortly. Thanks very much for everybody for joining in, and of course, Robert, thanks for joining in.
Double thumbs up for us.
Makes the stream. Thanks very much.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Okay, so move the camera over, and then we'll do that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no worries.
What do you want me to do? But yeah, it was kind of cool getting the submarine down to show you. Also, it's a better camera, and we had the lighting there, so you can see a bit better.
Right. With the new features.
The new features, man. But yes. No, it was just nearly set up. Thumbs up. Nice. Cool G.
I think so. How does it look?
Okay, we'll just jump over there and have a check to see what that's like. A little bit on the left, down, or back up a bit. Maybe easier for you. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, we'll be able to see you better there. Okay, so we're going to go and sign out, guys. There's Richard, he's in frame. All good? You happy with it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, we'll go and do a sign out, so here we go.
Yes, so well, thanks very much for everybody joining into the stream, past, present, and future. Special note to TN Tapestry and Robert for joining on the stream, and or in the chat as it were. So the Subskimmer is coming along pretty well.
Yeah.
The outboard is reinstalled back in. We just did a motor test previously. We did 2 actually. Everything seems to be working. Servos are working, and the dive thrusters are correct, working in the right direction.
Yeah, it's pushing in the right direction too.
And also with the new improvements of the outboard, we can now access it easier.
And
do maintenance easier, and obviously add the grease easier. And all around the drive shaft is sounding better, less oscillation. It's pretty good. So thumbs up across?
Yeah, thumbs up around the board. So there you go. So make sure you tune in for the surface test. I guess the water surface test?
The outboard test. Yeah. Out on the water. So yeah, should we do that again? Yeah,
we'll see when we can do that and where we can do that, because it's an interesting one from our point of view. So there you go. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. Yeah,
that's right. We may possibly do another live stream later in the week, but failing that, if we miss that time window, it'll be next week, and that's fine. And obviously stick around for the next episode that comes out on Tuesday. All going well on Tuesday.
Yeah, all going well.
All going well.
There you go. So we'll see each other then. From me, thanks very much.
And thanks very much from us.
So cool. We'll sign out in 3, 2, 1, go. H-Agile Racing, H-Agile Racing, H-Agile Racing. Yeah. So thanks so much, guys. See you on the next one. Cheers, Robert. Have a great one.